should we tackle next?
Hello and welcome back to Mighty Number 9. I am, of course, Zane, and today with me is...
I'm NGDBSS.
Yes, I did that. All those. But we're doing the DLC, which is probably the more thoughtful part of the game. Like, right now it's just the Ray fight, the Ray level. But you can actually play as Ray after beating her and everything.
We need to neutralize the
But yeah, no. The level is actually completely boring.
Ooh, dear.
Can you tell?
Yeah. So, instead of talking about how bad the level design tends to be, as we do in every part of Mighty Number 9, is there a Kickstarter or something that, you really wanted to talk about?
Former employer want.
This
I need you to invest.
This Kickstarter has funded by now, but figured I might as well mention Unbound by Grant Howitt.
You
Unbound.
Yeah, it's a toolkit RPG in the same vague sense that things like GURPS, Hero System, Fate, Savage Worlds are. That it's designed for fiddling around with it to some extent or another. I mean, this is still... it's still a relatively rules-light game because it's written by Grant Howitt, the same guy who did Dr. Magnet Hands. But what he's got,
Honestly,
what he's got up looks interesting so far. That
Professor, how should
there's a bunch of stuff meant for episodic play and for
create your own adventure stuff.
yeah, improv.
Well, that's pretty good. Honestly, I'm not much for pen and paper. I've done GURPS before and everything, and they're not bad, but it sounds kind of cool. At the very least, there should always be something for the role-playing gamers. But let me tell you about the Ray fight. It's actually kind of interesting. I enjoy not Zero as much as possible. No, like seriously, she is totally fucking Zero.
Kind of wonder why she doesn't have a health bar.
Oh, you'll find out actually very shortly here. And yep, we're gonna be chasing her. Great. Also, that mouth laser thing you can't actually use ever. It only happens in cutscenes, which I feel like completely gypped out of.
You could just make it as an alternate fire or something like that, balance the damage for actually being used as a player?
I guess not. It's hard to say. Like the whole purpose of Ray's gameplay gimmicks, and I don't know if I should really get into it too much here. It's just that she's a vampire, so like the whole "you're a predator too," meaning that Beck and her are very similar in design. But she Beck don't kill people, except when he kills people. Like these things just die in. But important bots don't die. God, this fucking level is absolutely atrocious.
It's a bunch of corridors?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the level design of Mighty Number 9. It's just constant corridors. But you also happen to have to shoot the walls, because why not? You have to have something to make the level somewhat interesting, I guess. And you get to show off Seismic's ability. It's really trash.
But why? Why am I alive?
That's what everybody was talking about, just Mighty Number 9 in general. Why does this thing exist? Why is it alive?
It's so overwrought!
So, yeah, Seismic, all you do is literally run into things. And since you lose your E-tanks upon death, might as well just use it as best as you can.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe I didn't notice that part, or maybe you didn't mention that detail before, but that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, you can potentially maybe gain them for doing certain things. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, once you die, you lose your E-tank, which is really shitty because you're always going to want to be having that for like the final battle instead of, well, hoping that you don't, die in between and lose.
Yeah, that basically just tells you not to die in the first place, which makes you wonder, wait, why is there a life system in the first place?
Here we go.
Nobody knows. And actually, you can adjust the amount of lives. I just haven't done so yet. you could start at 9 lives. It's probably a good idea, actually. Especially with all the stupid insta-death bullshit. Which, again, if you're gonna have a game that gives you, like, tons of insta-death bullshit, why would you ever, like, seriously, ever remove an E-tank from someone if that's gonna be the case? Man, mixed ability is just so trash.
Here we go.
It's dumb. Not even strong.
I wonder what they were thinking, because I mean, even without you showing it off, it just looks so marginal.
It's much like how Pyrogen has his little explosion ability that takes forever to charge up, by the way. Like it shouldn't take any more than like 1 to 2 seconds to charge, and it takes exorbitantly long.
I mean, this is the sort of stuff you could catch in playtesting.
Oh, you have no idea. But yeah, there's 2 melee type abilities in the game now.
Now it's more obvious that she's supposed to be non-zero.
Oh yeah, no, that red hue definitely doesn't give it away at all. You actually should see some of her concept art, which I'll post in the thread, obviously. But she had better designs. I felt at least. Most of them still were very zero-ish, but I don't know. It's just.
Come on! Snap out of it! Now!
Oh, look! Even more not zero, now that you can get a better look at it.
You live without devouring your prey. How?
Here's pretty much, like, literally the only interesting part in the whole game is Ray, and she's DLC. Just want to point out, she's DLC. I spent too much money to get the DLC for free. I'm actually not sure how much the DLC would be here, but still, apparently Dr. White did something shady. What a surprise. But also, this is a thing that's just like Beck, but a little bit more unstable and all that other stuff. And you look at the background and everything. Look at how crazy, there's Beck's design. So clearly, Ray's the prototype and everything.
I suppose so, but why would you make a robot to
like a vampire?
Yeah.
Configure,
Yeah,
control,
no idea.
and view tip.
But we'll go over a little bit more about Ray, just in general, once we get to that part. Actually, where the hell is... There we go. About Ray's special actions. It's pretty much all of Ray's stuff is literally just Beck's stuff. Just going through it one more time. And yeah, it's just you got to keep constant pressure. Your health will deteriorate, which is great, but give me some fucking time.
Especially because, well, the game doesn't really give you health pickups except at fixed locations.
Also, if you notice here, it says he cannot use XL boost stuff. So I don't know, maybe Ray was initially supposed to be a guy?
Failure reel here?
Oh, always going to be the failure reel.
Over. One friend.
Gotta just sometimes hope that you can go in between those. And that's actually the only death I got in that whole time, because,
Okay.
you know, I don't know, Ray's not a tough boss fight, to be honest. She's highly patterned, and I don't know, she's not a bad boss fight. You're very active, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a very positive thing I could say about this game is that, considering all the other mighty numbers, Ray's probably one of the better boss fights I've played so far. That doesn't say much, though. That being said, appreciate you coming along on this ride, and we'll see everybody next time.